Hi, my name is Linda Maddox, and I'm at the LaSalle Veterans Home on May 5th, 2011, and I have Mr. Joseph Petri, Mr. Joseph Petri, with me to be interviewed for the Illinois Veterans History Project. Okay, Mr. Petri, can you just tell me when about you were in service? When you were in the service?
Well, I was in Alaska and the Pacific, and we had mostly guard duty or storage stuff.
Okay, so you were in Alaska and the Pacific during that time. Okay. How long were you in the service?
About 3 years.
3 years. Did you enlist or were you drafted?
All of them enlisted. Nobody was drafted.
Wow. And so you were in during World War II?
Yes.
And you've got a piece of paper here that talks about 7 members of your family. Were you all brothers?
Yes.
And you all enlisted. How did your parents feel about that?
Well, if they knew what was going on now, they'd probably be proud of us.
Oh,
You
sure.
see, we got hometown, we got sign too that the Legion put up for us.
Huh. And what town was that?
Minonk.
And
A little town.
okay. Huh.
So,
And it was all your brothers, right? You and your brothers enlisted.
yes.
Where were you in that oldest, youngest, middle?
Oh, are you bound Pearl Harbor?
Mm-hmm. So is that when you enlisted?
Yeah, not long after that.
Uh-huh.
See, I was 18 when I went into service, and you couldn't get into any other branch unless it was the Navy.
Really?
You could get in when you're 17. The Marines, I wasn't accepted by the Marines.
Okay. So did your brothers sign up for the same reason because of Pearl Harbor, or were some already in?
Well, my oldest brother, he was in. He spent all his time in Texas.
Really?
He was in for 4 years or 5. See, I had 2 brothers that was in the Air Force.
What about, were any of them in the Marines? Were any in the Marines or Navy?
No.
No?
I had some brothers that was in the Navy.
Okay.
They're all gone.
And did you all serve during wartime?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what was your job during your service?
Mostly guard duty.
Guard duty?
I never see no action.
Okay. So were you guarding prisoners of war or just
No.
general guard duty?
No, warehouse.
Okay.
Supplies and
Okay.
stuff.
So when you say the Pacific, was it like Hawaii or some
No.
of the smaller islands, or?
That's the way they got me down on my discharge, though. That's Alaska and the Pacific. That's
Huh. Okay. How did you like serving in Alaska?
okay.
Was it so the weather and the light
Yeah.
and all that didn't?
No, it was like here now. See, when you went to bed, the sun was still shining.
Huh.
See the northern lights and stuff.
Mhm. So did you were you able to correspond with your brothers while you were in
No.
service? No.
No.
What about with your parents? Were you able to correspond with them?
Yes.
Okay. Then did your brothers also write them, your parents?
Yes.
Okay, so were you able to keep up with them, like, through your parents? I mean,
No,
did
we
you-
never talked much about the war.
Okay.
Talk more about it now than when we was in the service.
Yeah. So when you enlisted, did you have to go to basic training?
Yes.
Where was that?
Arkansas.
Arkansas? Was it just in Arkansas, or did you have to go somewhere after that?
Well, we shipped right out after.
From Arkansas?
Yes.
So were you flown to Alaska or
Mostly train.
train? Okay.
You know how that goes.
Probably took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know where we was going.
Oh, really?
No.
Huh. So you just left on a train and had no idea? Wow. Yeah.
All the rejects, I guess.
So now you said some of your brothers were in the Navy. Were they on ships or submarines or
No. Ships.
ships? Okay.
They met over there, but some of my brothers met over there
Oh, really?
in the islands.
Really?
And a cousin, too.
Huh. So did you know anyone in your unit? Or were they all strangers to you when
Oh,
you...
strangers, yeah.
Really? Did you make any lasting friendships?
Yeah, no, well,
No? So when you enlisted, did you go right out of high school? You said you were 18, but did you go straight out of high school, or
I never went to high school.
Oh, okay.
None of my brothers did.
Really? So were you on a farm and just had to,
Yep.
and worked?
I had a job when I went, and I had a job when I come back.
Wow, that's impressive.
All the younger ones passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's
Well,
probably
that's-
hard for you.
That's the Navy, all that asbestos on them ships and stuff.
Uh-huh. So when you came back from the service, did you go back to the same job?
Hmm. Not at first, but it was just a few weeks, and I went back to the farm.
Uh-huh.
My dad always he always got me a job on the farm,
Okay.
so that's where I went.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any memories that stand out from your time of service that were either really good or really bad?
Well, not bad, but I had a ricochet that landed right by me,
Okay.
and I was stupid enough not to keep it.
That would have been scary.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would have been thinking fast enough to keep it. I would have been running.
It's too late to run.
Huh. So you said you did not see any,
Action.
Right.
No.
okay. Well, that was good. So when you were stationed, were you at a like a camp?
Yes.
Okay, and what were your living conditions like?
It was good.
Were they?
Ate good, had good food.
That's good. Were you in like a big barracks with a lot of other guys?
Yes.
Okay. And
One storage. When we went into service, we had two stories.
okay. And then did it have, like indoor plumbing and the showers and all that right there, or did you have to go to a different place for that?
No, we had showers, laundry.
Wow, that's good. So did you get passes to go to the local towns?
Mm-hmm.
And were the townspeople accepting of you
Oh,
as,
yeah, I
as
guess.
servicemen?
I guess so.
Okay. And when you were in the Pacific,
never got in any fights.
well, that's good. When you were in the Pacific, was it the same way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too, and Kiska Islands. Them was bad weather. See, the Japs sent a diversion up there, and they landed on the that too in Pacific, or the Kiska Islands.
Mm-hmm.
That was a diversion act.
Okay. Now, how big of islands are those? Because you don't hear much about those
Boy,
islands.
I'd never heard about them before the war, till
Right.
after the war.
Right.
Didn't know nothing about Pearl Harbor. Some of these guys, see, when they enlisted, they was in Pearl Harbor.
Really? Wow. So, did you ever get to go see that, Pearl Harbor or anything?
No, that would have been something. I never got to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. So do you know how your mom felt with having so much of her family in the service? Was she constantly worried about you?
I don't reckon so.
Yeah. Did she express any of that?
No.
No.
Nope.
It was just a different time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was just something that was expected and accepted. So do you still keep in touch with anybody that you met in the service?
No.
No?
No, they're kind of long gone.
Mm-hmm.
I had one guy from Georgia. He couldn't read and write. I wrote his letters for him. He'd tell me what to write, and I'd write it.
That was nice of you.
And then also loaned money out to some of them guys that always broke before the payday.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember what we was paid in them days.
Yeah, probably not a lot.
No, before the war, they was only getting about $21 a month.
Wow.
You know, nowadays that'd be something else. It'd be tough going.
Yes, it would. So were you paid in regular dollars, or was there an Army script, or how were you paid?
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. Huh.
I got a $2 bill.
So do you know why you were paid in Canadian dollars? That's interesting. Okay, what about when you weren't on duty? Was there a lot of time when you weren't on duty that you had to find something to do, or were you mostly on duty?
Well, we had theater, we had church, and of course beer hall.
So it sounds like it was pretty much like a little town, basically,
Yeah.
for your camp. Okay. What time during the year were you in Alaska? Were you winter, summer?
Winter.
Winter. Was that
Well, I was there
difficult?
for about 3 years.
Oh well, yeah. You would have seen all the seasons then. Were the winters difficult for you there?
No.
No.
Along the coast, so I didn't get too cold.
Okay. Okay. So were you originally from Illinois?
Yes.
Okay. Or what part of Illinois?
Woodford County.
Woodford County? Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you can think of that you'd like to tell me?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I would...
That about covers it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, like I said, I'd really like to take this back and make a copy of it, and then I will mail it back to you. I will do that tomorrow and get it back in the mail to you tomorrow, okay? But I'd really like to take time to read it, and it's pretty impressive that you and all of your brothers. So then this would be you right here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in the middle.
And so these were Navy, and
That-
you were Army.
The last two there were twins.
These two?
Last two here.
Okay. So John and Julian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What branch of service was this? Was that the Army also?
No, the Navy.
He was Navy?
Navy.
And what about Norbert?
That's a Air Corps, and that's
Okay.
his oldest brother. He was in the Air Corps. He spent all his time in Texas.
Okay.
This guy, he flew 25 missions.
Wow.
He was a Marine. I guess it's right down here, the names.
Uh-huh. So did all of your brothers come back from the service?
Yes.
That's wonderful. And you all enlisted, none of you were drafted?
No.
That's just very impressive. I'll bet you're...
We done another article too with a little town of, oh, I can't think of the name of it. I done an article on it too.
Really? Well...
This is a little school, a little town, and they was doing an article on it too.
Well, it's something very impressive. It really is. So now, you said that none of your brothers went to high school either?
No.
You all worked and then enlisted and then came back and worked more?
Yes.
That's just...
I see we had a construction company too. I worked for them for 38 years.
Wow.
The two oldest ones, they're the oldest one, and this one
This one?
started the business.
Okay. Huh. Well, that's something to be proud of. That you all did that. Well, thank you. I'm going to stop this now.